Hi Natalie. Um, I thought I'd make a video. I'm quite happy to come in on Monday to show you, but I thought I'd make a little video and perhaps that'll be all you need. So I'm going to create a new project. I've got an empty project here, and I'm going to make sure that my sample rate is at 48 kilohertz because that's the industry standard for sound to picture audio, and the frame rate is 25 FPS. Now, it could be that the film is shot on a completely different frame rate. 25 FPS is PAL, which is a European standard, that those become less important in the digital era. It could be that it's 29.97 or 30D or 30 or any of those. If you select 25 FPS as your standard, as we do here, and you import your film and it tells you that it's a different frame rate, and do you want to choose that different frame rate, always go yes. Otherwise, your sound and your picture might drift over time. So remember, 48 kilohertz, 25 FPS, choose. And I'm going to select mic or line. And there we go. So now you could go through all the sound effects in the library in EditShare, and there'll be lots of those kind of special effects in DigiEffects or BBC Sound Effects, or a whole different range of them, but it takes a little while to go all the way through them. So I thought we would see if we could find one that's in the built-in Apple loops and sound effects within Logic Pro itself. So I'm going to click on the little Apple browser here. Can you see that little browser there? Loop browser, or I'm going to press O and it's going to open it up. And you've got a whole pile, and these are generally just kind of there we are. I'll stop that for a second. Okay, so and there are many. I've got more than you because I've got lots of different sound packs for my own work. But what we're going to do in the top three little buttons here, you can see descriptors, genre, and instrument. I'm going to select instrument, and then I'm going to select sound effects, and then next to signature you've got any, and you've got a little search engine. So I'm going to just type in riser and see what we get. And these are all the different ones that it recognizes as a kind of rising sounds, and we can audition them. So let's try, I don't know, full power riser. Sounds good to me. So what you can do is then just drag it, and there it is. And this is an audio effect. Yeah, you can tell that by the fact it's a little blue square with little white squiggle on it. That means it's audio, and then you can position it any way you want. And actually, if you want to position it specifically to an image, maybe you should switch off your snap, because when you move it on a snap, it moves it through little grids. You see little stops there, and that's very hard when you want to try and sync up audio and sound in terms of Foley, the sound of action sounds, footsteps, hand claps, door knocks, and things like that. So if you switch the snap off, it allows you to move it completely freely. And you can switch it back on again when you're doing non-Foley things. That's just a little tip. The other version is a MIDI version. And you can tell the MIDI version by the little green triangle, or green square, what a triangle, and a little musical note icon. And we can drag that on and it'll automatically create a MIDI track, and let's have a listen to that. Now it's up to you, whichever one you prefer. Maybe there's a specific audio version that you like, maybe not. But I would always go for the MIDI simply because it gives me extra flexibility. So I would double click on this little MIDI track here to open it up in what we call the piano roll. And there it is. I'm going to use my resolution bar to take it down a bit, and as you can see, there it is. So if I press play, so I like it, but maybe it's a bit high, so I'm going to drag it down to C2, for example, or wherever I want it to be. And here we go. Maybe I want it to be finished by that point. It's going on too long, so I can just trim that down, so it's less of a sound. like so. So it gives you extra flexibility, and then you can obviously move it wherever you want to move it. And that is how you create a riser, or how you locate a riser, and you can try all different kinds of things. Are there footsteps? I've never tried. Well, there is one set. Yeah, there we go. So if you want somebody walking across hard gravel, there's your sound effect for you. But there'll be loads of sound effects in here, and feel free to look through them all and find the sound effect that suits your project the best. Okay, I hope that helps. If you want me to come back in to Williams on Monday, just email me. Otherwise, I'm just going to post this onto YouTube and send you the link. Okay.